we're going to just kind of go over some different things. We've got a new piece of the puzzle that is added into the GMB that Henrik's going to go over, called Pixabay. So today's going to be a lot about images and what we can do with it. And, we're just going to kind of ad hoc it a little bit, on these particular topics. So let's kind of focus our questions and stuff around what we're talking about. And, let's just kind of hang out and do that. Everybody hear me okay? Anybody hear me? Yes. Okay. Hey, Bern, how you doing, bud? Paul, nice to hear from you. All right. So we're just going to kind of get right into it. And Brad's here. Paul's here. Scott's taking a sabbatical from a test that he's doing right now. So appreciate your testing on that stuff, Scott. So I'm just going to go ahead and hand it over to Mr. Henrik.
Okay, thank you very much, Patrick. There has been a few small updates to the GMB poster, which we'll go over. And that's mainly the topic for today, and especially there's a new model in called Pixabay, how we deal with that, and we'll talk a little bit about images in general, and then we have ability now to just copy the review link directly from the GMB poster to send out to customers if you need that. So the new version is called 106.3, and one of the new additions to it is actually here in the maps section. The maps has been updated again because there was a little bit of problems generating the correct maps because of changes in the API, but that has been fixed now. So you just have, whenever you open up, you will open up based on the location up here, but hit the generate to be sure that you're actually generating a proper version of it, so there's nothing left from last time in these boxes here. So, and then another one that has been added to here is this one, which is actually the review link. So if you copy that and go into a browser session, paste that in, you will end up with a link where you can add the reviews, like this one.
Oh, cool.
Put it in, the 5 stars. Make sure that when you send out a link like this, that you ask them to actually post a review, not only just hit the stars and then click post, but actually put in a comprehensive review with a lot of keywords. You can add a photo as well. That will be great stuff, or ask your customers to add a photo. That will be something that will accelerate the reviews, and you will benefit from it in your rankings. So let me discard this one. That was one of the additions. And then another one, which you will see up here in the toolbox, is this one, Pixabay. You will have to provide an API key for the Pixabay. This is normal, like you do with the other APIs, put it in.
Very easy. Very easy.
It's very easy. I won't show because then you're going to see all my APIs, and I don't want them out in the public. But when you have put it in, you hit the Pixabay. I made a search already for my normal term, but we could put in plumber instead of, and hit go, and I can choose the numbers of results that I want up here. So we want 30 or 35, 100. We let it go here, and then you can see you get all these images down, and then you can click individual if you like, and download the selection here and download it on your computer.
Is there a click all?
There's no click all. Maybe this one here. I haven't checked that. No. This one. There's a check mark over here. Let's check them all. So when you hit download the selection, you download everything to your local computer. But there's a way where you can actually right click on the image, send it to a GMB post, which we'll try now. And it sends it into the image section here. Then you can start manipulating it, i.e. put in your title, captions, keywords, etc. And it will also be shown. Nope. That's some thing we need to check out. We need to speak to Chris about that. So beyond setting it in the image tab here, we might be able to put it directly into the ad photo, so we don't have to download the image and upload it again to get it in. So, but generally speaking, what
completely free? There's no. This is free. Pixabay is free.
Yeah. But it's a neat little feature so that you can get, they are, what do you call it? Common license. So they're free to use. So you shouldn't get into any problems.
No attributes. You don't have to give any attributes.
Yeah. So I will download one here just for a test and see what we can do about that. I'll put it on the desktop here.
Scott says that Pixabay encourages us to upload 10 images for ad-free viewing. Is that even worth it for what we're doing? Doesn't seem like it.
No, we don't see any ads here.
Yeah.
Do we?
I don't see any.
So what I want to show you, you saw I downloaded this little image. I will go to.
This is pretty interesting, guys. After Henrik speaks of this, I want to know how many of you already know about this and how many of you have never seen this before.
It is called the Google Vision AI, where you can go in and try the API. So you can actually drag a file in here. So I'm taking the file that I just downloaded. Just a second. I'll download it from here.
Cool. You guys are going to be kind of.
Well, let me first show another one. I'm going down here. I'm going to take one, which is one I got from a stock site.
So while he's loading that up, let me ask everybody in here. Is Google now reading images or not? Yes or no? Remember, we always have to do metadata because they don't necessarily read them. So are they now reading all images? for duplicate content. Damn, everybody seems to think yes.
They are reading it, and I'll show you what they get out.
Wow. How come everybody in here is smarter than me? Don't answer that question.
No, I think not really. But what you can see on this picture, I have put in a little text. So they guess that the object here is an ice cream, which it isn't, but that's okay. If I'm looking at labels, they can see there's something that's a bird nest. That's correct. They can see there's some text. They have an 85% of the 85% sure that it is the bird nest. They're 65% sure about that. They try to detect any logos. They find this one. But what's interesting is actually this piece here. Funny, I did choose the wrong one, because what they will detect is
the text.
No, where they find it on the web.
Oh, so, like on the web page?
Yeah. So here it goes in and analyze the text, which they can analyze here, and they'll go down and you'll see on a block 9, which is this one, which shouldn't be. I need to find the other picture, I can say, but it's fine. Something about mortgage finance here. And if you go to properties, they'll try to detect the properties. I need to upload another one because
okay, go ahead.
I had one which was actually better, I think.
But even that right there, right?
Yeah.
Is pretty telling. So everybody seems to think you could just use the same picture, same thumbnail, same everything for all your stuff. And if you just modify the pixel size a little bit, you know, without the data, it's gonna, you know, they're gonna think it's a new image.
Yeah. Now you can see here it goes in and analyze this one, and they say, okay, here is what it has detected. And look at this one. Isn't that quite interesting to see? They found a picture which seems to be similar on these websites.
Wow. What if you clicked on one of those sites? Would it actually be there?
When we go to the actually website. That's the one down there. See that?
Uh-huh.
Let's take another one. Is there?
Paul's asking, can you add marketing copy with keywords in it in the photo and it will render text? Well,
can I have a question again, Patrick?
You can add marketing copy with keywords in it in the photo and it will render text.
Yeah, so if you put it in here, then it will render whatever you put in here. I'll show you another one. But before I do that, see, that's pages which match images. And then go down to the next one, fully match images, partly match images. So they can find something which is roughly similar. See, there's another angle to, no, it is the same, but it's detecting it. But what's more interesting is, can you see down here what it says, show JSON?
Yeah.
It should in a second if my computer wasn't so slow. Okay. So what it does, it's producing some JSON code for me. So see, the response here is what everything which has detected from the image be listed in JSON code here, which is actually describing the image. And that's another topic that we'll go back to in a short while.
Yeah, remember, how do we use that, right?
Exactly.
So Paul has a interesting question for you. What if you create a photo list of your short URLs or any other URLs that we create within RFR or GMB? Would it read those URLs?
Should we make one?
I think it would be a good try. What do you think, Paul? He wants to try it? He said, abso-freaking-lutely. Hey, Rick, how you doing, bud? If you right-click on any image online, Google has a brief version of this only to determine similar images, but without all the data.
Okay.
Brad's got a point. You know, stock photo copyright infringement monitoring. You know,
Yep.
Watch out if you're using unlicensed images, because this could be a way of those companies pulling this up on their images and finding out where those images reside. And if they wanted to, I suspect, you know, could start to play nasty with you, right?
Let me show you something else. This is a special website where you can go in and buy access to the API. But what's actually is frightening is these little find heavily cropped and modified versions of images. Do you get that idea? Ideal for brand monitoring and copyright compliances and indexing images on the web. But these two is actually indicating that the huge companies like Getty Images, they are using services like this to really get and come after you. I had to take a screenshot of this.
So no more stealing logos, eh?
No. Or you can play with the risk, but
Hey, we could take, like Paul said, we could take somebody's image and copy it and blast it everywhere and put it on everybody else's site, you know, for negative SEO, right?
you know, why would you do that?
I don't know. It's just because somebody might do it to us.
Okay. But if you're a good guy, then you won't do it
I totally
because
agree.
you don't want it to happen to you, right?
Well, it's like anything else that we live with, you know. Guns can save your life by providing foods, and they can take your life in the wrong hands. But we're good guys. We didn't think about this, so that's why Hendrik didn't have anything prepared. So we'll just work through it.
Yeah, that will be a little bit of dupes.
So you guys happy that we've added the Pixabay, you know, flavor here to the GMB?
That's why it doesn't work.
Yep, cool. Thanks, guys. You get 3 free images, you know, every month. If you want more than that, it's $99 an image. Is that fair? He's not up for that deal. All right. Well, he's twist my arm. In the GMB, open up the API. There's a Pixabay on the bottom.
So can you see it has detected every single?
How freaking scary is that? Oh my God. You think they're actually able to read that and crawl it and go?
Yeah.
Well, that answered that, isn't it? Holy Jehoshaphat.
Let's see what's in the JSON as well.
Brad says they're no follow, probably.
This one?
Yeah.
No, they're good. Let me see. I know I had to go over here.
So we need to export to doc, PDF, and JPEG. All he did was create a Snagit of the URL.
So that was this one, that one. What I'm trying to see if it's detect them as links. So we'll have to go down there.
Well, it's something for everybody in here to play with now that you know this and come up with, you know, some tests and let us know. You may have a long ways to go there, buddy.
Yeah.
Paul says PDFs don't work as well anymore for keywords unless you have P-web pages with lots of content, or just web pages, not P-web pages. Yes, Scott. Wonder if you could use it in Google Drawings, Brad says.
The image, or just copy it into a Google drawing?
Yeah, just copy it to Google Drawing.
Yeah, why not? Why not?
The interesting thing is that they're copying over there. They don't seem to be live links in the block, but they're recognizing it as a link.
They recognize it as a link, but that's the one there I thought would be, you see,
Right.
but they're not links, they're just blue and underlined.
Because they're blue and underlined in the image.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean it doesn't mean they're not following it. But you're not sure. But I guarantee if it's in the backside of the image, they're following it.
Yeah. So if we take this JSON, which is down here, copy that. Let me paste that into a Google Doc. This one. No, that was not the one I was after.
Oh, nice advertisement there, buddy.
Yeah. Watch the show, friends.
How many of you guys are listening to Henrik and Tony on Tuesday mornings? Give me a yes. Yes, no, love it. Yes.
Of course, I love it.
Awesome. Cool, guys. Thanks, Bern.
My network is so slow.
Trust me, if you live over here, doesn't mean it's going to be any faster. But anyway, you guys, while that's loading up, just as something new for you to think of and play around with, and come back and give us some things that you found out about it, right?
Exactly.
But
also a warning about using images, because it could be a quite risky thing for you if you're not careful, and if you want new content or unique content, unique pictures, then there's other means to create that.
Well, like Scott's got a good point. I mean, he's got a lot of images, but they're all product images. So, I'm not quite sure how that theory would play out when you've got 52 million of the same images on Amazon or on eBay or Etsy or whatever, right? There's a lot of the same images. So how does that play out?
Well, the problem is that if you have a lot of similar images on Amazon, Google will know that it's different windows that is trying to promote the same product. Isn't that correct?
Yeah. It's his product, sure. .0.6.3. Is that the new one? Yeah, I may not have uploaded it yet. Bern, I'll do it today. We wanted to test it and make sure that it was working okay. But we did want to give you a preview of what it is and what's coming. So when I release it, if it's not there already, I don't know. I'd have to ask Karen if it's there. But
damn, that's slow. I think it's GoToWebinar that is bubbling up my bandwidth here.
oh, Scott says thanks. He's loving the spin board.
Spinboard is awesome.
Well, I mean, we could deal with this later, Henrik, if it's too slow.
Yeah, yeah.
Everybody gets the idea we wanted to share with you. You know, that what it is and the vision. And is it cloud.google.com/vision?
Yeah.
Cloud.
Do you want me to drop it in the chat?
It would be easier, sure, if you could. Where was he going to put the JSON? Henrik?
What I
Where were you going to put the JSON at?
What I thought about was to put it in the comments of the properties, where we normally would stuff in an article or whatever.
Yeah.
But let's go back to an image, because the way Google is looking at an image is, you've seen, it's not the same way as we think they are. What they're gonna do is to say, okay, we don't trust you marketers out there because you're stuffing it with keywords, etc., etc. So we'll try to digest what's in the image, and we will look around the web, i.e. we will look in our index, is there something similar? And you know, if you go to google.com, then you should get normally you would have a photo indicator here, which will tell you, and that's because I'm not.
Click on images. Click on images in the top right-hand corner.
Yeah.
There you go.
There we go. Okay. So you can drop in an image here, and we'll make a search, and then you will see what it finds out about where say visually similar images, and they all pop up here. And there seems to be something like 25,270,000 similar results or whatever.
270 million similar results. Of course, obviously you could see that they're only similar by maybe category, but not by the actual image itself.
Yeah, it's presumably by, but these here you can see, these are similar, these are similar, these are similar.
Go to page 10. Scroll down, go to page 10.
Yeah, I'm in the process.
Wow. So I guess if you guys want to use any images somewhere, you might want to check them out first, eh?
Yeah, or definitely manipulate them so they're a bit difficult. to be a fully match.
Right.
But next time I can show a little trick how to get images, which is unique. But I can't do it with the problem I had with the bandwidth here.
Carlos is saying they're not cleaning these images. Cute. Okay, cool. So anyway, that was something new we wanted to share with you that goes along with, Pixabay, and the simple fact that Pixabay is available and that you don't have to attribute those images. Even though you're pulling them off of there, it might be something for you to check within the system that we're showing you within Google Photos there and images, and double check to see if there's 23 million of those images out there. You may want to try something different, right? Modify it in some way, overlay it in some way, metadata it totally different on the backside. And I would venture to say changing the pixel size of the image isn't going to trick Google at all.
No, you might be able to do something like this. Let's see. Where do I have that?
I'd be interested to see if we can figure out a way that this image could be read, other than just putting all the URLs in the metadata.
I'm trying to create a new one here, and I'll take the same photo as we had.
Yes, Carlos, that's what we're showing you. Google reads the actual image.
Yeah. So if I can flip this image.
Ah.
So trying to put a filter in. Okay. Oops. Like this. And then what we want to do.
Flip it. Can you flip it with the green button? Green on top of the hair?
But I want to do a fully flip. Why can't I do that? Because I can't see it. Tools.
Yeah.
Color stamp, fill, mighty one front, highlighter. Oh.
Well, everybody gets the idea. Drag the left handlebar to the right. The little circle on the top there.
Yeah, but that's not what I want. I want to really flip it so it becomes
right.
Maybe
yeah, a reverse mirror image of itself.
Yeah.
Try take the middle handle and pull it to the right, the left middle handle to the right. I know, flip horizontally, flip vertically. There you go. Bottom right.
That's one, yeah. This one, okay.
There you go.
And what should we do more? Change the color or whatever?
Yeah.
Selection. Oh.
There you go.
We blur it a little bit there. Maybe not too much, like this. And then we save that.
Plus, you could add your own text on there that modify the text a little bit, spin the text.
Yep.
Carlos, come on, man. I don't understand what you mean by you marketers. I think we have a marketer hater in the group here.
We have?
I guess.
Damn.
Careful, dude.
Because marketers always take it to the max. Is that right?
Yeah.
That was the original one.
Yeah, you want the opposite one. There you go.
This
that one.
Yeah.
You think it's still got the pipe wrench?
Cartoon.
Well, that's nothing.
Oh dear.
Huh. Pick one. Because there can't be a fully matched image out there.
No, it can't find it. Ah, it has one up in the logo here. You see that?
Oh, Fabicon.
Yeah.
How about that?
Damn. That would be damned.
Are we learning something?
I presume it'll come up here again.
Yeah, there's scroll down. There's nothing down there, right?
No.
Nope. Yeah, it will. It probably will show back up on the top there.
Damn. You see here.
Look at somebody smarter than you.
Yeah. Damn.
Is there exif data in the original that copied over to the new version? Wayne, we didn't have any exif data in there. We're just playing with the image face. Right? Or did you actually have exif data in there?
Nope.
No, okay.
I just took one and copied it down.
But if you have the exif, listen, if you have the exif data behind the image and you modify the image in the way that he's doing it, it should not have any effect on the exif data. At least when I modify my images, you know, it doesn't really change the exif data that we've embedded into the description or the alt tags or title tags or anything else. So you guys can try that, take an image with data in it, come here, play with it, you know, and see what happens.
Yeah.
Paul says it only modifies the modification date. So cool. All right. Well, I actually learned something today. Pretty cool. All right. Did you guys find that interesting? Who's going to go play with it other than Scott? Come up with some ideas that, you know, we can chat about. Come on, raise your hand. You can't just let us teach you without doing something. Who's going to go play? All right. Paul, you're going to go play with it. Harry, going to go play with it. Scott, already playing with it. All right. Alexander, ideas. All right. Brad, guilty. Very good, guys. Me too. Oh, Rick. Cool, Rick. Awesome, buddy. By the way, everybody, Rick is with us today, and Rick is my partner on the Google Review Factory. He's one of the developers with the Google Review Factory. So Might want to hang out with Rick a little bit. He's pretty smart with the Google reviews. Rank your site with photos. Shout out from Harry to you, Rick. How you doing, bud? Okay, cool. What's next on the agenda?
For me?
Yeah.
No, I don't have much today. So
I know we wanted to get this out, show everybody that the Pixabay. You know, anything on the posts, and maybe a little bit of discussion what we talked about earlier on RSS feeds with the posts and the triggers and the IFTTT. 5 or 10 minute discussion on that.
Yeah.
How many of you guys are actually trying to get and use RSS feeds with the information that you're building within the ranking factory or the GMB factory? Who's taking the data that you're building and generating RSS feeds out of it? Anybody? Not yet. Nope. Cool idea, but nope. Really? Well, that's pretty strange, right, David? Strange. All right. Well, guess what, Henrik? We got 100% no's.
So what the hell are they doing? Are they ranking?
No idea. Maybe we should give them an idea.
Yeah, let me just get a drawing board up here. Just a second.
Right back.
If I can kill this one. Okay. Whenever you're posting, let me try something. If I can draw something here, I can't do that in there. Do something different. So what we are doing generally, we are making posts, which we are posting into our GMB. So we make several. We might be siloing those posts so you get a structure or a thematic relevant series of posts. And whenever you have done that, then many of you take one post and then post it into a blogger. So you will create a little bit larger post. That post will have information about the post that you have made, and what you normally will do is then you would in that post you will normally embed beside the post itself. You'll have embed of the GMB. You will have maybe an embed of a video you have made, or embed of whatever you can.
How about
That,
if it's an RFR, beds of the dock stacks?
yeah, then this one would trigger an IFTT network.
How many guys are using the IFTTT network? Anybody? Pretty cheap. Yes, yes, yes. David, Brad, Scott, Sean, Harry's a no. Edward's a no. All right. You guys should be going to IFTTT Factory and getting at least a 5-ring IFTTT that we built specifically for you with these triggers that are already built in for the blogger. Okay. So you have nothing to do but fill in the data and it's already done for you. Scott's waiting on the new 20, it's actually 28 entities. So we have a new blogger or a new IFTT coming out with a couple more entities to it. So I'll probably have that up in the next 3 to 5 days. But once again, like Henrik was saying, you know, it goes directly to there, but it's all done. All you have to do is give us a couple pieces of information and you don't have to build applets. You don't have to do anything. It's all done for you. Sorry, Henrik, go ahead.
Yeah, that's okay. So what we do with this IFTT, or the blogger post, that go through the IFTT and go out to all these branded properties that you have. That sends signals back to Google or to your GMB. So what you will have here is that you will have from these entities over here, there'll be a signal back to your GMB. If I can get that out of the way, it's like this. So each individual property here will link back to your GMB or to whatever you have put into the blogger post here. So that could be back to the GMB in itself because you embed the map, or it could be the link which is linking to your GMB website. But all that creates a little circle, and the more embeds that you have that's going back and pointing juice back to your GMB property, the better. But what you then will do is you'll take that blogger post URL and use that in Ranking Factory and pump links to this one as a target. So you're pumping that up. You could take that post, iframe it into a cloud stack in RFR, and then again target maybe the GMB or the GMB website or the G site which you might have, or eventually the money site. So you're actually pumping a lot of juice back into whatever target that you are trying to promote. But the good thing here is that, for instance, if you take this one and embed that, embed that into a cloud stack. To an AWS or your good G Cloud or Alibaba or whatever you're using. Then you could take that, use that as an embed for an embed network. So if you buy one of Patrick's, what do you call it, embed network or embed factory,
yeah,
then you could use this as the target, So you will have links coming from the embed works that goes in here. So depending on how big a package that you are buying, how many do you have more than one at the moment, or do you have several, Patrick?
What's that?
Let's say, can you buy triplicate packages, and instead of having 1,000 or 2,000 embeds slash contextual links,
Yeah.
then you'll get maybe 20,000 or whatever.
Yeah, you can buy packages. I mean, each one is separate, but you can piggyback them on top of each other and embed the embeds, right? Typically, the links that we're getting back in the embed, Henrik, are between 800 and 1,300 links, and you and I have personally arbitrarily tested hundreds of those links, right? And
yeah, but you get them times 2. So normally, if you say 800, it's 1,600.
Right.
So if you use contextual links, which means the keywords, then you have links with the keywords to the AVS stack, which is then pointing back to your blogger, which is again pointing back to the GMB post, or depending on what you're trying to use as a target for the cloud stack. But normally that will be maybe your money site or the G site, which the G site will point to the money site, depending on what kind of structure, what kind of recipe you're doing. But basically, the purchase of additional packets of links going back either to the G site, to your cloud stack, let's go to your money site, that's what's pumping up either your GMB or your what do you call it, your money site. So does everybody get the graph what we're trying to do with using the IFTT network, the blogger post, embed the blogger post into a cloud stack, and then throw links at it?
Right, and that becomes all important. But the other thing that you can do with what you forgot about, press releases, that's another option.
Yeah, right? That's the next step. That's the next step.
Yeah, okay.
I'm gonna do.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
No worries, man.
And while he's loading that up along the way, remember the blogger can create an RSS feed that you can put into FeedBurner, and then you can go ballistic and crazy with all the stuff you can do with that with embeds as well, right?
Yeah.
That's where I was going to go was the RSS feed.
Yeah. If you have a static like the Alibaba or the ASV or the Google Cloud, then you of course will try to get fresh content to it, and you can do that by picking up an RSS feed either from. I'm looking into how we can generate some from the GMB website, if we can burn a feed there and stuff that into this, so that down here you'll get. Sorry. So we'll get a feed burn in here that will update from the GMB website or the blogger, which we can put in here. So it will always get freshness into the stack.
Right.
What I was going to show you is, of course, if you take whatever you have done and, for instance, embeds either this one or this one into one of Match's PR stacks, then you can see if you take this one, he will create as well an RFF an RFR stack. Sorry, that's what one cloud stack with the press release. So what it ends up at is I will take that URL from the cloud stack, and if you buy the big package over there, he will embed that in 2,500. Will make 2,500 embeds in addition. So which is really powering this one up.
Yeah,
But buy embed packs and do it yourself. Throw it at the G side or at the cloud stack, because that can sustain a huge amount of
abuse.
Abuse, yes. Well, that will come later. Later, I'm going to show you another way to create a lot of flexibility by using automatization, and I have some goodies coming up in how you can actually create that, let's say, dynamics into the cloud stack down here. But we are preparing that. We are preparing a huge webinar how you can automate your RFR activity, your GMB post activity, some of it, and put it into a huge structure, which will give you a lot of power. So that's something that we have under the way to you.
Lots of good stuff, eh? Looking forward to spilling the beans, baby. Spilling the beans. All righty. So, any good ideas for you guys to think about? Chew on like a cow is could. Contemplate, think. Sit down, make zeros with your thumb and your middle finger, and contemplate the universe about what you can do here. I encourage you to have these conversations back and forth in, the rooms as you're kind of talking about, well, what if I did this, and what if I do that, or, the reality, Henrik, correct me if I'm wrong, because as you well know, when we talk, a lot of times I am wrong. Thanks, Brad. Appreciate it, man. Even though there are no direct relationships with an RSS feed from a particular entity, i.e., maybe there's not a direct RSS feed from your Google business page or from your GMB page or your posts, is there an RSS feed from your image, whatever it happens to be, right? Yep. You can put those together in different ways, in different formats, like Henrik is sharing you in that diagram, and ultimately get all of that information onto a property where you can get an RSS feed and manipulate that RSS feed through the system. Does that make sense to everybody? So just because it says you can't, I go to the gym every day now. By the way, I've lost 33 pounds. Everybody give me a clap. Yay. But one of the things on the board the other day as we walk in are sayings. And one of the sayings was, just because it says you can't doesn't mean you won't. Right? So there's nothing to stop us from having conversations in the groups about these topics. How can you do that? How can we get around this? It's all legal. It's nothing that you're doing wrong, right? It's just collaborating with each other to kind of figure out ways of circumventing what you can't really do, but there's always a way that you can do it. And generally, Henrik, if, truth be told with most of what we do, when we end up figuring out a way around it, it almost seems like it's more powerful, doesn't it?
Whatever we do to, let's say, embed stuff, our properties with more properties, which actually is interrelated. How many of you out there has been on the two Marco webinars that he did? Can I get an idea about that?
Yeah, Alexander, we use it. RSS Masher, Hugh Hitchcock's got a good one. Damon's got a good one. We're actually building our own, but you can do that. But anybody here, were any of you on Marco's webinars for when you donated money to the orphanage? Anybody here were on those webinars? Yep. Yep, there's a couple of people here, Henrik, go ahead.
Yeah, okay. So you know how important it is that you embed whatever you can of your properties in other properties, in other properties, in other properties again, and I can continue. And when you do what Marco is calling loop the loop, then you will be able to pump so much power into your properties that you're going to blow up the tree pack. You're going to blow up your rankings because it works. So I'm just showing you something called RSS Ground, which is an aggregator I've been using. There's another one I'm using, which is called RSS Smasher, which is also a good one. But you can see here, you can pick Facebook feeds, you can pick YouTube feeds, you can pick Amazon feeds. So if you're an e-com and want some fresh content to some embeds on an Amazon static website, then you can actually pump in feeds if you fill them properly.
Is this a paid tool or a free tool?
This is a paid tool. I think it's a huge amount of money, $8 a month or something like that. Yeah. But it's a free. You get 5,000 or 500 feeds you can create for a small amount of money.
RSS Ground.
Yeah.
Cool.
But see here, you can create a content widget. So if you mash several of these up and create a content widget from over here, then you take that content widget and stuff it into your static Amazon or Alibaba or Azure stack. So that's one of the ways that you're getting fresh content into those statics things that you're creating there.
Okay. Well, that was a quick lesson. It might be worth it at some point to just kind of forewarn everybody we're going to talk about this, get everybody to come up with their ideas and what they're doing, and kind of have a round robin session, for the rest of the members of the groups that are not doing this or don't really understand it.
Yeah. But we could agree next time we make a session around taking the GMB the procedure of taking a GMB post into the blogger. Make sure that we have a syndication network attached to the blogger. We take all that stuff, we put it into a cloud stack. We can use RFR to do that, or we can build one from scratch if you like. But there's several opportunities, and then look at how can we embed RSS feeds into that. and see how we eventually could create our own from the GMB post stack.
Right. Okay. Would you like us to do that next time?
No, they won't.
No, no, yes, maybe. You guys bore me to death. No. All right. Well, we got one more yes than no, so I guess we'll do that, okay? So many things I just don't know right now, and how much money these pieces will cost and add to the client fees. Well, whatever we charge, you got to charge 10 times as much, Sean. Plus embeds. Okay, so next week we'll kind of do what? Embeds and RSS. You guys, is that what you want? Okay. Now, one of the other things that we're going to start to do, this is probably going to be the last month that we do these every week. We're thinking about, going to every other week, every 3 weeks, something like that. Because sometimes it becomes really, really, really hard in a week's notice for us to come up with all this unique stuff. So for those that are here, is everybody cool with us going to at least every other week? I know you're going to be starved for information, but would you all, every 2 weeks would be fine? Cool with that? Yeah, Scott's got the really good idea here too, right? It says, you keep giving us so much every week, we don't really get a chance to do what you told us to do the week before you give us more stuff to do this week that we can't do this week because we didn't do what we were supposed to do last week with the information that you gave us, which is so good. Right? And he put all of that in 3 words. Mind maps. Interesting. Yeah, Scott, you did spin that, right? You have an automatic spinner, man. So, all right, cool. As always, we just appreciate having you guys here, the opportunity to share with you things that we learn.
Was there any questions that we didn't see or haven't answered?
Yeah. Any questions?
I saw it was it Alexander who had one regarding the press releases, but I didn't catch that.
I don't know. Whoever had a question on press releases that we didn't answer, if you're still here, go ahead and pop it in. Okay. Well, no, he said no. We're good.
Okay.
All right, guys. Thank you so much. And yes, John, as always, these are recorded, and you will get a recording here. Karen is fastidious in these recordings, so we will get them, and they will be added to the GMB room, as soon as we can get them done for you. Okay. As always, we appreciate you, and hopefully, you guys appreciate us. So, go into the GMB and RFR room and tell people how awesome this was today, and that you learned more than you did before you got here, and that they should watch the videos. Buy more shit, Paul says. You got it, man. You're my buddy. I like you. All right, guys. Thank you.
Take care.
All right. Thanks,
See you
everyone.
next time.
Really appreciate it, man. As always, great job.
You're welcome.